She told me to leave, so I did, and she lost everything. I was 15 when my mother, in yet another fit of narcissistic rage, told me to leave the house. And for once, I listened. My mom was, and still is, I'm sure, emotionally, mentally, and physically abusive. Some of my earliest memories are soaked in fear. At age 4, she was teaching my twin sister and me to read at 2 a.m. by beating us with a sandal every time we got a flashcard wrong. When I was 7, she made me copy an essay in my own handwriting. If I started a letter from the wrong part of the line, like starting an M from the bottom, she'd slam me with a Birkenstock. It always happened late at night, when we were so exhausted that we could barely think. And when we started to fade, she'd literally drag us by the neck into a freezing cold shower, just to wake us up enough to keep punishing us. At 13, I told her I wanted to live with my dad. She said she didn't care what I did after I turned 18. I later realized that was just when the child support checks stopped. Figures. By the time I was 15, things were boiling over. We had guests over, her favorite kind of audience. She'd use company as a way to shame and control us, all smiles and fake warmth to them, while slipping in passive-aggressive barbs and humiliations at our expense. I wasn't in the mood for it, so I spent the day outside in the woods behind our home. When the guests were finally gone, I came back. She met me at the door and, clearly annoyed that she hadn't gotten to do her usual show, told me flat out, "You're not welcome here, leave." My teenage brain registered two things. One, she didn't actually mean it. And two, she didn't say how long I had to leave for, so I left. I hiked a couple miles to a friend's house and asked if I could crash there for a bit. When his dad found out why I was there, he was furious and immediately said I could stay as long as I needed. That night, I didn't come home, or the next. That's when she panicked. She reported me missing to law enforcement. This was huge. We lived in a national park area, mountains, rivers, bears, so it was entirely plausible something terrible had happened. The local authorities were park rangers she worked with daily. They were worried. My dad's side of the family was contacted, and they absolutely freaked. Lawyers were called. Search dogs were brought in. The dogs tracked my scent to a river where the trail stopped cold. Now everyone was terrified. Rangers, lawyers, my extended family, all in and out of the house. And that's when people started noticing things, like the overwhelming stench of chemical cleaners in a house that was still a disaster. That triggered alarms in the lawyer's head. Why clean so hard if the house is still filthy? What were you trying to hide? See, the house was usually trashed. The dog was untrained. The carpet reeked of urine and feces. When guests came over, we'd clean around the dog's spot to make the place tolerable. My mom, realizing CPS or police might step inside during the search, did a full-blown chemical clean before reporting me missing. My friend's dad eventually asked if there was somewhere else I could go. He didn't want to lie to the police or have search dogs tearing up his property, so I called my dad's family. They picked me up immediately. When I told them everything, every last horrific detail, they were horrified. Lawyers sprang into action. Within days, a judge issued an emergency change of custody and ruled that my mother wouldn't be able to regain custody until she completed therapy and passed a psych evaluation, which, of course, she never did. The park rangers she worked with completely shunned her once they learned the truth. She lost her job, and because her housing was tied to her employment in the park, she lost the house too. The community turned on her, the church, her friends, everyone, all because she told me to leave, so I did.